All right, guys, welcome. We're going to go over how World War One started, even though I know you've already read about it a little bit. But this is really, really important, so we're going to make sure that we're all on the same page when it comes to this. As you can see, how did it start? How did World War One start? These are ones we're going to talk about in this. Well, also, I guess we're going to talk about this really as well. But these are the three factors that really set the mood, and I guess imperialism was also a fairly okay factor in terms of taking colonies. And then this is the main factor that actually would you say what was the one specific cause? And you could probably make a good argument that the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand was really the thing that set off the start of World War One. So let's take a closer look here. First, we're going to take a look at the Triple Entente, which again means, I believe Entente means friendship or friendly agreement or something like that. This would be a good page to go to if you just want some basic information that you want to, review. It tells you obviously who was the head of state, who were their alliances, and why they were involved. Like, what were the issues? What sort of disputes did they have? And of course, down here, the same thing with the Triple Alliance, which of course is going to change very, very shortly as Italy will drop out of the war very, very shortly. So remember this page, come back to it if you need any sort of refresher in terms of who's involved and the leaders and things like that. Well, the Triple Friendship or Triple Entente, we have, of course, France, Great Britain, Russia. Russia, of course, being led by Tsar Nicholas, is a monarchy, and not a very good one either. And you say, well, why didn't the United States, step in a little bit earlier? Well, because Russia was fighting for the Triple Entente. The United States said, how can we actually claim we're fighting for peace and freedom and self-determination when in reality we're fighting right alongside a monarchy which is completely against that? So when Russia leaves the war, World War One, due to the Russian Revolution, in which the monarchy is defeated, then the United States says, "Hey, now's our chance. Now we can join the war, and we can really fight for what we believe in, and not have to, say, oh yes, well Russia's a monarchy, but they kind of want freedom." No, we don't have to worry about that. Now we are solid. We're all fighting for the same thing. On the other side, the Triple Alliance, Germany, Austria-Hungary, and then Italy switches sides apparently because apparently because Germany invades Belgium, which was neutral. And so when Italy leaves, that adds the Ottoman Empire, which is modern-day Turkey. Also, a lot of the Middle East, Iraq, Jordan, Israel, parts of Syria, those were all part of the Ottoman Empire. And after World War One ends, we'll see what happens with all those lands. All right, so moving on, militarism. Militarism, very, very important. Each country been slowly building up their military, more spending, better weapons, larger overall size. And if you have a large army and you've been spending money on it, the sort of mentality is, well, we have this great tool, why don't we use it? The other aspect of militarism is glorification. Military was a very important aspect of society, and if you join the military, you're doing your patriotic duty, you're fighting for your country. It was noble, it was honorable, and it was something that people do, a rite of passage almost. Then you have nationalism. Strong belief in the greatness of your own country, extreme pride in your own country to the detriment of others. Your country is so much better than everyone else's that you don't need to listen to them. You don't need to, take advice from them. You already know what you're doing, no problem. And another thing about nationalism is that competition for colonies slowly becomes more intense, and because colonies were a symbol of the power and influence of your home country, you wanted to compete. You wanted to make sure that, hey, your country is doing just as well as the other ones in the scramble for colonies. And what makes it more complicated, colonization is a zero-sum game, meaning if my opponent acquires a colony, that's one less colony I can acquire. There is a limited amount of colonies. So if I lose a colony, it's not like sand on the beach. Oh, well, there's plenty of sand for everyone. No, there's not. There's a limited amount of colonies, and if my opponent gets one, that's one less for me. And a lot of people believed that war was the best way to strengthen the country. And when you have, militarism and you have strong nationalism, when the call to war comes, there's very little resistance, and it's easy to convince people, hey, it's time to go to war. Then the actual, I guess, and then the war didn't start immediately after Archduke was assassinated, so it wasn't the immediate cause, but certainly a very, very, very prominent cause. In 1908, the powerful Austro-Hungary Empire annexed Bosnia, which greatly angered Bosnia's neighbor, Serbia. Franz Ferdinand was the heir to the throne of Austria-Hungary. There he is in the assassination picture. There's Gavrilo Princip right there, apparently, the guy that killed him. And people are saying, look, Archduke, don't go to Bosnia. I know it's just this new place that we got and everything like that, but it's, let's not go there. Things are really unsettled. Oh, no one's going to tell me what to do. I'm the Archduke. I'm not scared. What kind of message was that said anyways? So despite warnings and pleas for the Archduke not to go to Bosnia, he did so anyways. And June 28th, 1914, Archduke assassinated by a member of the so-called secretive Black Hand group, Gavrilo Princip. There he is again. I just say secretive because apparently there was reports that they would take target practice in the middle of parks. So I mean, it's not exactly the most secret thing in the world, I guess. But and so, well, how did Serbia get involved in this if it was Bosnia? Well, because Serbia was complaining about the annexation of Bosnia, a fellow Slavic neighbor. They were under immediate suspicion. Serbia was accused of sponsoring the assassination. And Serbia said, look, fine, we will give you full cooperation, Austria-Hungary. Come investigate, do anything you want, no problem. And Austria-Hungary, it wasn't good enough for them. Austria-Hungary invaded Serbia, kicking off the Great War. All right, guys, thanks so much.